Hello students, in this session let's look into the prevention, control and abatement of environmental pollution. The central government has the power to take all such measures as it deems necessary for the purpose of protecting and improving the quality of environment and preventing, controlling and abating environmental pollution. Such measures may include coordination of actions by the state government officers and other authorities under this act or under any law. Planning and execution of nationwide programs for the prevention, control and abatement of environmental pollution. Laying down standards for the quality of environment in the various aspects. Laying down standards for the emission or discharge of environmental pollutants. Restriction of areas in which any industry, operation or process shall be carried out. Laying down procedures and safeguards for handling of hazardous substances. Examination of manufacturing processes, materials and substances which are likely to cause environmental pollution. Carrying out and sponsoring investigations and research relating to problems of environmental pollution. Establishment and recognition of environmental laboratories. Such other matters as the central government may deem necessary of the purposes of securing effective implementation of this act. Under section 3 of 3, the central government may constitute an authority or authorities to exercise powers and perform functions as mentioned. What are the offences and penalties of this act? The penalty for contravention of the provisions of the act, rules, orders and directions, offences by companies and government departments. The penalties are: one of the objectives of EPA is to provide for deterrent punishment to those who endanger human environment, safety and health. Section 15 of the EPA provides that any person who fails to comply or contravene any of the provisions of the act or the rules made or orders or directions issued under the act or rules, then for such failure or contravention he shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 5 years or with fine which may extend to 1 lakh rupees or with both. In case the failure or contravention continues after the conviction, for first failure or contravention, an additional fine which may extend to 5,000 for every day can be imposed for a period during which failure or contravention continues. If the failure or contravention continues beyond a period of 1 year after conviction, the offender shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 7 years. Now, what are the offences of this act? The section 16 of EPA incorporates the principle of vicarious liability of the person in charge, director, manager, secretary or other officer for the offence if committed by the company. When any offence is committed by the company, then the company as well as the person directly in charge of and responsible for the conduct of the business of the company shall be deemed to be liable to punishment. However, the person in charge of responsible for the conduct of business of the company is no held liable if he proves that the offence was committed without his knowledge, that he exercised all due diligence or care to prevent the commission of such offence. Now, let us know a little bit more about the Environmental Protection Act 1986. Protection of action taken in good faith. no suit, prosecution or other legal proceedings shall lie against the government or any officer or other employee of the government or any authority constituted under this Act or any member, officer or other employee of such authority in respect of anything which is done or intended to be done in good faith in pursuance of this Act or the rules made or orders or directions issued thereunder. Cognizance of offences. No court shall take cognizance of any offence under this Act except on a complaint made by the central government or any authority or officer authorized in this behalf by that government or any person who has given notice of not less than 60 days in the manner prescribed of the alleged offence and of his intention to make a complaint to the central government or the authority or officer authorized as aforesaid. Rules made under this Act to be laid before Parliament. Every rule made under this Act shall be laid as soon as may be after it is made before each House of Parliament while it is in session for a total period of 30 days, which may be comprised in one session or in two or more successive sessions, and if before the expiry of the session immediately following the session or the successive sessions aforesaid, both houses agree in making any modification in the rule or both houses agree that the rule should not be made, the rule shall thereafter have effect only in such modified form or be of no effect as the case may be. So, however, that any such modification or annulment shall be without prejudice to the validity of anything previously done under that rule. Hope you have got a good insight on the Environment Protection Act and the powers and functions of central government. Until we meet again, bye.